Good morning, scholarship winners and applicants. My name is Ken Mason. I'm one of the people that had the wonderful privilege of judging your applications. And this is coronavirus week in New Hampshire, where I live. It's been quite disruptive to our lives, changed a lot of things. And so reading about your lives, your ambitions, your character, the things you're involved in, your goals, all those things were very much a bright light in my week this week. So thank you so much, very much. Thank you too for being the kind of people that you are. You're all difference makers in your communities, in your schools, in your families, and in other activities. And I find that inspiring and just generally great. So thank you very much for the kind of folks you are. Life brings us a lot of things, and you're right at the very front edge of it. I'm, as you can tell by looking at me, kind of at the opposite edge. I'm in my mid-60s, and so, my career and those kind of things are behind me. For you, it's all very much in front of you, and you're right at the beginning of the excitement of adulthood. I wanted to offer 3 thoughts to you that perhaps you can take with you, or maybe not take with you at all, but just think about today. And they have to do with the way we approach life and the way we approach the things that come to us in life. And so the first one is how we handle setbacks. Most of you know by watching the news, or maybe by having your own savings account or investment portfolio of some sort, that due to the changes in the stock market this last 10 days or so, that if you had a stock portfolio, it changed value by about 30%, and it went down. And depending on how that portfolio is made up, it may have gone down a lot more than that. That happened by things that you didn't cause, that you didn't affect, that they were completely out of your control. But the way you respond and react to those things is completely in your control. And life will bring you a lot of setbacks between where you are now and where I am now. And it'll continue to bring you setbacks. How you prepare for those in terms of how you think through what you'll do when they do come, and how you respond to them will largely shape how far you go in life. If they become things that stop you dead, that'll be very difficult. If they become things that cause you to pause and say, hey, I could have done a little bit of preparation for this, then that'll be constructive. And if they're things completely out of your control, like coronavirus, and you just get frustrated and angry and rant, that may not do you much good at all in terms of your mental health or in terms of your social standing. In business, a lot of things don't go the way you want. You have to lay off people. You experience layoffs. You have setbacks that are completely beyond anything that you've managed or done. Yet you have to move through them. So I want to encourage you first to learn how to handle setbacks. The second thing I'd like you to think about is character. Character is kind of the backstop of your life. It's what you bump up against when you're about to be tempted by something difficult, or maybe something evil, or maybe something very, very good. A lot of people have as much trouble handling success as they do handling failure. And so character is, as someone has said, it's how we act when nobody's looking. But it's really that which guides you inside. It's shaped by perhaps your parents, perhaps by yourself, by your community, by your faith. And so I encourage you to think about those things, especially at your age, because they're going to be sort of the guideposts that will take you through various experiences in life. It surprised me in industry how many times it was character that earned me the right to speak up in certain situations. And so I encourage you to think that through, to develop your character, to think through your beliefs and your faith, and to let them become very much a part of your life and your conduct. Third thing I'd like you to think about is friendships. So friendships are interesting because I have friendships that reach back a long, long time. Back, I know one fellow that's a banker who was a friend of mine in fifth grade, believe it or not. It's kind of amazing when you think about that. It's a long time ago for me. You can probably tell by looking at me. That's a long time ago. So your friendships, I think, though, bring you something else that's really very valuable, and they're probably not apparent right at the beginning. And that is that they provide insights into people that go beyond the things that sometimes we allow to get in the way. So let me tell you what I mean by that. When I get together with that fellow that I'm talking about from fifth grade, his first name is Bill, when I get together with him, we talk about each other. We see beyond our politics. We see beyond those kinds of things. Our care is at a little bit more core level, if I can say it that way. And those are kind of precious things. And there's a lot of things that seem to get in our way in these times. Seems to be a lot of things we're willing to fight with each other about. I'm not always sure why. But you know, when you have a deep rooted friendship, you see beyond those things. It goes way beyond those things. And so in the case of Bill, I really don't care if he's a Democrat or a Republican or those kinds of issues. I care because he's my buddy. We talk about what we did do in Mr. Thomas's class in fifth grade and that sort of thing. It's kind of special, kind of amazing. It was my friendship with Ray Hebner that got me this position of being judge for you guys. And that's a friendship that goes back to 10th or 11th grade. That's a long time ago for me. So that's kind of a nice thing. It's nice to have those anchor points, those people whose friendships are rich and they provide a very valuable treasure in each of our lives. So I would encourage you to seek and make and cultivate lifelong friendships. For all of you, I wish you well. I read about your ambitions. They all look great. I'm very comfortable that you'll be the kind of people that have the capabilities to lead us into the future. And that future will look drastically different than the past. Drastically different. And you'll shape it. It hasn't been shaped yet. And so I wish you the best. You have my respect, my admiration, and my prayers as you go forward. I hope all of your lives unfold in ways that allow you to feel the fulfillment of a life well lived. Take good care of yourselves. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay faith-filled in these times. Thanks so much again. Bye-bye.